Hi Diana, how are you? I decided to give you another go on this video here. I sent you some links. One of them's to an underswing. The underswing is how I would recommend getting a little extra swing. Look, it may not be necessary if you're jumping off a platform, but in the case that like maybe you can just get to the bar, it's a little too high, or maybe you just don't have a lot of jumping power in the moment. To hang from the bar and get a swing going before you start is going to be super helpful. So that's why I sent you those links. I'm going to recommend that you do that if you don't know how yet. Now, as you jump up here, what I would also recommend is a couple things. So I'm going to go through, did I send you that PDF? I feel like I sent you the PDF. Sorry, I'm working with several people right now, so it may not be in my notes. But look, you have this line here to here and then here. And a lot of people, they do this hollow body position because they're like, well, my gymnastics coach says so. I think we talked about this. I really try to get the hips back in a straight line from the bar to the hips, and that's going to create more of a pendulum swing. Pretty sure we covered that last time. And then as you go through here, you're pointing your feet way out. So there's two stretch body positions before the muscle up happens. This is the first one, and then the second one is right after the arch. Might as well skip to that. But take a mental picture of where this is, and then here, right about there. So that's the second line. So you basically had, let's go back so I can be 100% sure. Okay, right there. So you were here, right? And then your second line was right about here. The distance between these two lines is how much time you have to allow your hips to swing forward and to start pulling your knees up. The closer this second line is to vertical, the less time you're gonna have to get your knees up. Also, this makes it so you have to get in and out of an arch really fast. You may have the strength for it, but like I said, I don't see any reason to do it the more difficult way if there's an easier way that can provide you more reps. So that's kind of my thought. So instead of having your first stretch position there, I would actually do your first stretch position more beneath the bar here. That's your foot. Okay. So having your body go from back here in this position and then slowly stretch into that stretch position. This one here, this is going to give you a nice smooth swing. It's not going to feel so much like you're going pull on two parts of the stretch before the muscle up. And so that's not going to fatigue your upper body out as much. And then your arch will go forward. I don't really call it an arch. I call it an awkward butt squeeze because it's really just like this. And I want you to try to look up toward the ceiling. I don't know how long your hair is, but try to look back toward the bar. Having your head in this position ensures that you're not getting to this full flexion of the shoulder. If you get to this full flexion of the shoulder, that also takes a lot of time and insertion strength on the muscle to close into the next part where you're going to be transitioning up. If you look up at the bar, it's a lot easier to get into a laid back position into the air chair, and just saves you that much upper body strength. And then your second stretch position, let me just go ahead and go to a different color here, would be somewhere out here. So I call it the 30-degree stretch because it's approximately 30 degrees from vertical. And having your upper body leaning back here in this position means that when you come up into that air chair, you're going to be more like this. Your arms are going to be here. You're going to be in a similar laid back position. Do you see from this here to here, there's not much of a change of angle. From where you were stretched here, you have to lean back even more. So it's just more upper body work. So, and let's go. Sorry, there's a lot of lines, but I'm going to leave them here for a minute. We're going to go yellow. Okay, air chair is in yellow now. So that's where your shoulders are going to be. Your head's going to be back here. Sorry. I like the back to be at least, so it could be leaned back more, at least 45-degree angle. And then the knees up here. And the foot out here. Okay. You have your knees in a good position on your air chair. Let's go ahead and go forward to that, but take a mental picture of this. It's a video, you can rewind it, right? Yeah. So your head position here is terribly low. You're getting a massive, massive unnecessary stretch in your shoulders. Sure, it's great for toes to bar to get that stretch going forward and back, but oh, you're messaging me right now. Interesting. Yeah, just try to get the head leaning back here. Look back at the bar, and that's gonna, like, do you see how your head is above your hips? That doesn't give you much opportunity to like lean back. Now your head's gonna have to move way back there while your hips don't move much. So your upper body has to move really fast to get there so you can get into this air chair position. Because if you look, here's the air chair, right? Your shoulders moved from here to here in the same amount of time your hips are supposed to go from here to here. That's a lot of speed. Like your shoulder travel distance is way great in this position. So yeah, if we can get the head to come back here, it's going to allow the hips to come forward further, and you're going to be more like this. And it's not an arch. It's actually not an arch. It's just kind of like pushing your bum forward. Yeah, from there, going on. See, air chair position looks, like I said, it looks pretty good. So here, now look, here's the thing. When you do the short, those two lines, the two stretch positions really close together, it means you have less time to get your body to go from here to up. Now, you're still making it. That's great. But look, where your shoulders are when you kick, that's important. So your shoulders really should be here when you kick. And you wait, and you wait, and you wait. And now you're kicking and pulling. And the reason why you want them there, kind of like almost where this picture is because your shoulders still traveling fast at this point. It's the kick with the traveling speed of the shoulders that gets them to circle the bar, not like just pull. You don't want to just pull. If you're trying to do a giant pull up, you can. It's just harder. It's your upper body doing all the work. So anyway, so you want to try to get kicking it like here at the very least. And I would see how your body's more vertical. Hold on. Sorry, I keep going back into this. It's just hard to dial in the... Okay, right here. What I would like better, what would be better for me and for you, is having your hips higher, so you're more lean back. Arms in the same spot. Here's your head. Get your knee up higher. So now your hips will be way up here. That is at least 45 degrees, and then your foot can be here, right? Look, the bar is up here. You're not gonna, no rep. And then you kick your legs forward, not downward, which we'll look at in just a second. But look, your upper back, oops, shoot, sorry. Let's get in there. Your upper back is too vertical. Here. That makes it really hard. Your knee is gonna sit here at that distance. If you measure from here to here, and then you measure from here to your body, that's where the bar is gonna hit you, best case scenario, when you kick, wherever your knee is. But yeah, having your upper body leaning down like this, it means that you have to do a whole lot of upper body pulling. If you don't have to do that, it's better. So it all comes back to the very beginning if we get a little bit more swing. And then we try not to do a hollow body position with that closed shoulder angle. And then we try to stretch beneath the bar here. And then we try to look back at the bar in the front while we, push our bum forward and so forth. So it all starts from the beginning, and it should get easier from there. And then you can connect them, and you can connect them the same way. You just drop down into the next one. I have more drills for that. So yeah, another long video. Hope it's okay.